Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night, and we're going to create some art. Man, it feels like it's been forever since I created art. I haven't created any art since last year. That's my one joke for the night. No, I mean it is the second day of January. This is my first art piece of the year, which is kind of cool. Um, I think what I'm going to work on tonight is I'm going to draw like a gray wolf. I just feel like wolves really feel like winter to me, and I haven't done one in a long time. I think the last wolf I did was in coffee art. This one I'm just going to draw like in white pencil on black paper. I kind of like doing those every now and then. It's kind of a style I like. So that's what I'm going to work on today. Hopefully, that's cool with you guys. If so, you can hang out with me. You can hang out with my sleeping dog over here, and we can just create some art. It's going to be great. So I'm going to jump right in. Got a couple people in the room tonight. We got a kid in the room. Well, maybe not a couple people, but we are ready to go. Let's see. Let me double check and make sure everything's cool. Yep. All right. Neat. Yeah. There you go. All right, cool. Again, I'm just going to jump right in. Like I said, this is going to be a white pencil drawing on black paper. I kind of already mapped out where I want things to be. Sometimes I like to measure things out before the stream goes. One of these streams, I'm going to actually show you that process because it is kind of cool. But like I didn't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I'm just going to jump right in with these eyes and get these in real quick because I think that like when you're drawing a wolf on black paper, it's really the eyes that stand out. So I want to get that in there pretty quick. But hopefully everybody's year is going well so far. I mean, it's only been like a day, but gotta start somewhere, right? Um, I am happy to report I have stuck with my New Year's resolution so far. So like I know that as time goes by and things get a little bit more challenging, that might be something that I don't end up doing. I like to stick with New Year's resolutions, but it's not always practical. But I am happy to report this so far. I have been. And what that means is like I go for walks. I go for walks and exercise. I kind of slacked on that a little bit last year. I do love going for walks. Like walks for me are a way to just kind of like unwind and, you know, think about things and process things. And for some reason, that the motion of like walking and stuff that kind of like clears my head. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people. So I really like doing that, and I kind of felt like towards the end of last year, I've been kind of slacking on that a little bit, just because like it started getting cold and things like that. So now I've got a treadmill. So I've got a treadmill in the house, and I'm gonna go for walks regardless of whether it's cold outside. So that's one of my New Year's resolutions. Got a couple more. I'm gonna be more productive this year. All the same New Year's resolutions from last year, except this time I really mean it. I'm gonna do all the same New Year's resolutions from last year, except this time I'm gonna really, really, really try hard. I'm just kidding. I am actually pretty good at keeping New Year's resolutions. I'm kind of like a unique person that way. I know that a lot of people struggle. For me, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty much a habitual person. So like if I develop a habit, I kind of stick to it, and it's hard for me to fall out of a habit. But I do, and then I just have to get myself back into a habit. So for me, keeping a New Year's resolution isn't as difficult as it is for some people, just because I'm already a habitual person. So like I'm the type of person that eats the same thing like all the time, just because like I don't want to have to think about too many options. Um, I always park my car in the same place when I go to the grocery store, just because I don't want to lose my car. I'm a very habitual person. It's been a little bit more chaotic in recent years, but for the most part, I can pick up a habit, or at least that's my hope going into the new year. I think it's gonna be great. Let's see. Not a great start. Bulldogs just lost the Sugar Bowl. Oh yeah. Well, these things happen. There's always next year. Um, Missed you on the last show. Geppetto looks like he's fallen. He can't get up. Yeah, he's like, well, he's a little drunk. He's hung over from New Year's. That's what's going on there. You know, I don't think I don't know if I'm ready for like to give him an intervention, but he kind of needs an intervention. He's been drinking a lot lately, and he's kind of fallen fallen drunk sick over here. So what I like about these wolves is they got these like really puffy white eyebrows, and my dog Guinness has those now that he's a little bit older. So I kind of wanted to get those in pretty quick. Um, some of this stuff I'm going to move through pretty quickly just to get it all in there. I know that there is there's this area right outside the nose. It's really heavily white. I'm going to cheat here, and I think I'm going to use some oil pastel on that. But I kind of want to outline it first so that I kind of have an idea. So one of the ways that I do map out a picture is I use sorry I do what I kind of call relational mapping. So I look at the corner of this eye here, and I see in my reference picture that the cheek or like the fur part that's really white and stuff is kind of like down and at an angle from that. So by having these eyes in here pretty quick, I can use those as a kind of an anchor for mapping out some of these other features. So I know that the nose kind of comes down and is about yay big. And then from there, I can kind of figure out that the top of his mouth, the white of his mouth is going to be down here. So I just kind of want to get some of these things in pretty quickly, and then I can come back and fill them out later. Geppetto is cutting the rug. Yep, dancing a jig. These are some old phrases there, Larry. You're going back in time there. Dancing a jig. I wonder if the kids still say that. I don't know what the kids say. I'm not that cool. I recognize those words though. Possibly dancing with the wolves. Oh, you can see I got a new pencil too. I got this for Christmas. Hey MJ, how's it going? Yeah, a lot of people like wolves. I like drawing wolves in winter time. Yeah, I got a new white pencil. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Is I want to use I want to use new art supplies when I get them. So nobody actually bought me this one. This one was a Christmas gift to myself. I'm like, oh, I need a new white pencil, so I'm just gonna go to the store and buy it. All right, so I think that's the white part here, and then kind of I think it's gonna come down around through here. I'm also starting to I want to get in the habit of holding my pencil correctly. I I watched a tutorial from an artist who I think was you know had a good point. You know, when people draw like this and stuff, it's all in the wrist, right? And that's great if you're drawing like a small picture. So this is only 9 by 12. When drawing a small picture, it's okay to draw from your wrist. But if you're drawing something bigger, which I hope to do this year, you know, work on a big art piece. Um, you can't really draw with your wrist on like a big thing. You have to get in the habit of using your pencil almost like a paintbrush. So I'm trying to do that. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'll probably switch back and forth a lot. But again, it's all about developing habits. The more you do something, the more it becomes second nature. So, all right. So I do think that that's where the white area is. So I'm going to switch to this. So I've got this like cheap oil pastel. I don't know. It probably came in a set of like ones for like $10. This isn't very opaque, so I don't think I'm going to get miracles out of it. But I do want to kind of like quickly get all this white area in, and then I can come back and kind of like go over it with a colored pencil. So these things work really well together. Oil pastels and colored pencils I found. So you know if you ever want to cheat and get like a lot of area in, they're both. I don't know what's in this oil pastel, but it feels wax based, the same as in my colored pencils. So to me, might as well be the same thing. I know that there's probably some technical difference, and I know that some people care about that. I don't. I don't care about that. I just want to get a lot of white in here real quick. I could also do that with like paint or something like that, but I didn't really want to go that far. I wanted to kind of keep it low key tonight. It is the 2nd of January, so like you know, I'm still like in slow mo here. Um, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Like today, I was pretty productive in like I'm building an app, so I'm building an app for a client, and it's kind of due soon. So I wanted to get a lot of that done. So I made some pretty good progress on that today, but it's I'm still in like oh man, it was just New Year's yesterday. I'm not ready for this kind of mode, you know. So anyway, got a bunch of white in here. I think I can kind of like nah, can't really do much there. Um, Happy New Year's, MJ. Yeah, I love this time of year. Elbow deep in a saran wrap ball. I don't always know what Larry's talking about, but that's okay. I love the way he says it. Hey, where's Rum Dog tonight? Rum Dog's usually in here. He's out enjoying himself as well. So you can see, like, I got all of that in there pretty quick, and now I can go right over all of that with like a colored pencil and kind of like get some texture in there that kind of looks like, you know, directional fur. And there is like some residue from the oil pastel that I don't like, but you know, it's worth it. This is also how you keep from losing all your white pencil when drawing in black, in white on black paper. There is like a lot of area that you need to cover sometimes with white, and you know, you could be here all day. So this is one of those little shortcuts and stuff because we do have like a limited amount of time when doing these streams. I try to keep it to a decent amount, just out of respect for people, especially like I mean, maybe not right now. I would imagine a lot of people are still off of work um, this time of year since we're so close to the weekend with New Year's. Um, I would imagine that a lot of people got the entire week off, which is cool if you're one of those lucky people. And then I know that some people, you know, hey, it's just the way things go. They have to work like some people work on Christmas, you know, and that sucks. I know something this year watching Elf. Elf works in the mailroom of the Empire State Building, and he had like a lot of coworkers there. So the the story takes place on Christmas Eve. I'm wondering why all those people were working in the mailroom on Christmas Eve. It didn't make any sense. I think they screwed up on that. Like nobody had the day off. It's so weird. Kid was a present wrapped up in saran wrap in those fishbowl parties. I feel like fishbowl parties is I feel like I might know what that is, but I don't want to make any assumptions. That's one of those 70s things, isn't it? That's a little bit before my time. A little bit before my time. Speaking of you know, feeling old, I got to hang out with my nieces and nephews over the Christmas break. That was so nice. Um, they are at the age, I think the oldest one. Um, no, wait, that's grandniece. So that's my niece's daughter and son. So like that's grandnieces. Wow, that makes me feel old. So they're either 8 or 9. They're getting there in age where they're like they're starting to develop personalities, which I think is cool. I like being I like being the cool uncle, you know, whether it's the just being an uncle or being like a grand uncle, I guess I am now. Hey kitty. Kitty cat came to see me under the desk. No, you have to wait. You have to wait until you always wait until like I start the stream and then you want to like go out and get food or whatever. You can come up here if you can make it. Don't call me though. Sorry, just having a conversation with my cat. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to get this as white as I want it to be, but it's there, so we'll move past it. I really want to focus on this side and then worry about this side because I think this side's going to be largely like lost in shadow, which I think is a cool effect. That's what I love about doing these type of pictures is you know, that contrast between, like, usually when you're drawing on white paper with, like, you know, charcoal or pencil or like graphite or something like that, you're dealing with, like, you're drawing the shadows. Like I mention it every single time I do one of these pictures, just because it really stands out to me how interesting that is, that you're drawing the lights here. So in this case, the lights are kind of coming in from this side. So this side, you know, has to be lit up, and the other side not so much. Ah, this is so hard. Okay, I'm gonna revert back to bad habits here and just use my you know, draw like this just for to get some of these details. But if you're quickly sketching, I think that you can do it like a brush. I'm gonna have to practice with that some more. I don't think I'm ready there for that. Not ready to do the whole drawing like that. Hopefully, you guys got some lofty goals for this year. I'm I don't know. I mentioned it like the other day, like on New Year's Eve. I actually did the stream on New Year's Eve. I have a I'm pretty optimistic. I think 2025 is going to be okay. I mean, it's not starting off very great, good with you know. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the news and all that. It doesn't look good, but I think that you know, if anybody's affected by any of that tragedy, tragic stuff that's in the news, you know, my heart goes out to you guys. I hope nobody is, but um, for sure, one of the things that we are good at as a species is bouncing back, and you know, Nick Fury has this line in the Avengers movie that I like. I know I'm going to butcher it, but he says, you know, until such a time as the world does end, we're going to proceed as if it's not going to. We're going to proceed as if it's going to spin on. I like that. I like that quote. I use that a lot in my mind because you never know. Like you never know what's going to happen, but um, until something bad happens in it, you know, you have to you have to at least pretend like the world's going to spin on. So that's my optimism for 2025. Maybe the world will continue. How's that for an optimistic outlook? Maybe things will be okay. Maybe it won't be as bad as it looks. Nah, I don't know. I just have a feeling. A lot of things, you know, you don't have a lot of control over things in your life, right? So like you can't do anything about that. Life happens while you're busy making other plans. You know, sometimes people get sick. You know, it just happens. But there is stuff that you do have control over. You know, like if you know, you can't. There's no guarantee you're going to wake up in the morning tomorrow, right? But if you do happen to wake up, you know, you have a little bit of control over what you do with your day. And if you just sit in front of the TV eating popcorn and or potato chips or whatever, you know that's not healthy. And if you do eat healthy or something, maybe maybe your life will go a little bit better. So you do have some control over things. Um, like I'm still a working age. I know that a lot of the people who watch my show are retired, but I'm still a working age, so I choose whether or not I want to work and what I want to work on and so on. And those choices have consequences, right? So like if I don't if I don't work, I don't pay the bills, and if I don't pay the bills, I don't have a roof over my head. So you do have some choices in life. I mean, these seem pretty mundane and stuff, but they are important choices. And you know, I do recognize not everybody does have choices. So like, you know, if you're Stephen Hawking's and you're not you don't get to go for a hike or something like that. So I do recognize that there are some limitations and stuff. But even even somebody in a condition like Stephen Hawking's, you know, he still chooses what he wants to do with his day. I mean, not anymore. He's yeah, he passed away, so he's not making any choices now. I'm just saying, you know. Um, sorry, I had to walk the diaper dog. It's where a bunch of goodies and stuff, gift cards wrapped up. Oh, hey, yeah, that's fun. Um, oh, did you guys say what those things are called? That is fun, where everything's wrapped up in the saran wrap, and you have to wear like the oven mitts and stuff to try to like open things. Or oh, okay, it says like yeah, you can only use one hand to unwrap. So I played a version where you have to wear like oven mitts, and it's like near impossible to unwrap those things. Um, those are fun. Those are fun at like like with coworkers and office parties and things like that. Those are kind of cool. We did uh we did a white elephant this year, and that was kind of fun. Got to I well, I can't go into it on this channel. My white elephant gift was a little naughty, so I can't really talk about it on this channel. Sometimes I got to remember that I have to self censor, but it was fun. I had a really good time over Christmas. Hopefully everybody else did as well. Um, I love that. I love Christmas time. I just love that whole period where you kind of just, not everybody. Everybody's situation is different, but for me, it's a period of like renewal and just everybody is in a good mood. Nobody's really bothering you. I love that time of year, and I'm really sad that it's over. I know that some people are like, "Oh man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad this season is done." But for me, I do like the quiet, and I like that. I like that on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, there's no one out on the streets. Everybody's you know doing something. Hopefully with family, and I miss that. I really do. Like I love that kind of stuff. The volume is a little low. Oh, it might be on my end. Sorry, I was messing around with things today. Um, maybe I can fix that. Let me see. Famous last words. I'm gonna screw everything up. Let's see. Got system sound microphone. I think my microphone is as high as I can get it. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna have to fix the microphone for like some other time. All right, if it's low, I apologize. It just is what it is. Maybe I'll talk a little bit closer. Do like the radio voice. I don't have a radio voice. Yeah, sorry if the volume's a little bit low. I will work on that for next time. MJ says the wolf looks good. Cool. Diaper dog is a nickname for my senior dog who's in diapers now. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a cool name though. Yeah, I'll adjust the volume for next time. It's hard to know like what the settings should be. Um, I'm not a sound engineer, but I will work on that. I love working on fur in the face. This little guy, he's looking pretty cute. Just yell, Jeremy. Okay. I mean, I don't know how to fix that. I really wish I could. Um, so yeah, I mean that's basically as maxed out as I can. Um, I will work on that. I think that's something I have to fix offline. Sorry, guys. At least I'm here. I'm streaming, right? Sometimes I forget to turn the record. Like sometimes I even forget to like hit record or like hit stream or whatever the button is. So yeah, I kind of noticed when I was recording audio for like a standalone video, it was a little bit low as well. I think it's supposed to be like in the like more towards the yellow side. I don't know. I'll work on it. Maybe that's a good goal for 2025. Like I will I maybe I'll take a course, like an online course on some on like actual proper video production. You know, I've got a bunch of subscribers now. I have to make sure that I am producing good content. Just have to remember to turn it down before we watch something else. Well, you know, that's by design. I want you to be surprised. You'll get hit with an ad or something and be like, ah. Relax, cat. Yeah, that's what kind of sucks about live streams is I can't really fix it in you know, in real time. Oh well. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, kid. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You don't really get anything for it. Like I still don't have like enough watch hours to be in like their partner program. You need like 4,000 watch hours. I'm at like I don't know, like close to 3,000, but not quite. The problem is it's like you need 4,000 watch hours in a year, and they start subtracting ones from last year. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I don't know. It's all fun, you know. Like I don't do this for any kind of special recognition or anything like that. It's just fun for me, and it's good learning opportunities. So it's good practice. So I don't know. Maybe this year I'll end up getting the watch hours. I don't know. I need like a good strategy for that. I think what I need to do is actually provide value to people. Um, so I know that you guys are awesome. You guys just want to hang out and chat with me, and I think that's great. But I think for like casual people, I need to offer like some sort of value, right? So like I need to do like I don't know, like a tutorial video or something like that on how to do something, and then put that out there, and then maybe people will watch that. I don't know. I don't know what people should watch, you know. Um, but yeah, I think that that's probably what I need to do in 2025 is make more tutorial videos, maybe like a whole series of like I don't know how to paint with coffee or something, since people seem to like those things. Um, you know how to my technique for working with charcoal or something like that. Maybe I should do a series of those type of videos, not like live streams, but just like actual standalone videos or something. I think that's what normal people do. Or, you know, can just keep doing what I've been doing, which is fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you guys as well. But yeah, I think you know, it might be fun to like actually make, you know, useful videos for people. People I think like things that help them progress, right? So like I think that if somebody wanted to learn how to draw or something like that, they could probably, you know, filter through all of my comments about Bigfoot and find, you know, like a nugget of something that would be helpful to them in drawing. But you know, I would feel bad for somebody who wanted to learn how to draw and they were watching my channel for that, and then they had to sit through me just talking about, you know, this funny thing my dog did, or you know, did you guys know that Bigfoot was spotted in like so and so place or whatever, you know? And we talk about like treasure hunting a lot on here. That has nothing to do with drawing, um, unless we're talking about like The Secret or something like that. So I think maybe I should make some of those type of videos. I don't know. Oh, people love to watch you guys. Yeah. I mean, I think that honestly, I think that most people, most of the regulars tune in just to talk to each other. Like I'm like the third wheel in that arrangement. I'm just here to give you guys an excuse to hang out with each other. Like I could just put up a blank screen with nothing going on, and you guys would still chat because I've seen you guys do it. One of those times when I forget to hit broadcast, you guys are still in there chatting amongst yourselves. You don't need me for anything. That's so funny because like I thought I was part of that conversation. You know, I was talking to you guys, but I had forgot to hit stream, so you guys didn't see me, but you guys were just fine talking to each other. Like you guys don't need me at all. I love the how this light's catching this light guy. I know that like a lot of people have been busy and stuff, so like I don't know what kind of television people have been watching. I know that I haven't had a lot of time for television, but I am really enjoying Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus. It's a Star Wars series set in outer space, but it's like kids. They somebody described it. I forget who, but they described it as like Goonies in space, and I think that's true. It's actually a very cool show. It's one of those shows that you know Disney has been having rough times, right? So you know some of it's deserved, but some of it I don't think it's deserved because like when you have a show like Skeleton Crew, it's one of those shows that should get a lot of viewers, and I'm surprised that like it's kind of like underrated. Like it has not been pulling in the amount of viewers that like you would expect from a show that Disney makes. And I felt the same way with Andor. Like if you guys are into Star Wars, like you guys might like Andor. It's the beginning of the Republic. It's kind of like a spy thriller in space, and I kind of feel like the same way about Skeleton Crew that it's not getting the kind of attention it deserves. But if you guys are looking for a cool show, um, that is a cool one to watch. Oh no, Cal Lazar is going to be streaming in 30 minutes. Well, you got to compete with that guy. Um, I think I'm going to get JCB's book this year. I haven't done it yet. How many of you guys are actually participating in? Jeremy is a good teacher. Oh, thanks, thanks MJ. You're awesome. Appreciate you, MJ. Um, how many of you guys are participating in the JCB treasure hunt? Because like I feel like I'm going to start doing that as soon as it warms up. I'm going to shoot for the fin box. I have a pretty good idea of where the fin box might be. And then I think I'm going to shoot for the Appalachian Trail one. And then I don't know. There's some other ones that I might be interested in. But yeah, for those who don't know, there's a treasure hunt going on right now called a treasure inside. There's treasure inside or something. It's based on a book. You can get it at Amazon. I hear it's kind of like out of stock and it's hard to get, but it's out there and supposed to be like worth $2 million. Or like there's a series of treasures that are all together that in total are worth $2 million. Like I think each individual box is worth like a little bit less than that, or well, a lot less, but altogether, like if you found there's 5 boxes. If you found all 5 boxes, it's worth $2 million. I don't think anybody possibly could find all 5 boxes, but you haven't ordered the book yet. Yeah, see, I got a lot of the book just from what people have posted online. I know that's not the right way to do it, but no, I haven't ordered the book either. I think I might do that when spring comes around, though. It's not like I don't have, I don't really have the time to sink into a treasure hunt. Not like I used to with Forrest Fenn. Like Forrest Fenn, I really spent a lot of time on that one. This is like my 10th anniversary of that treasure hunt. Actually, the Forrest Fenn one, I got involved in 2015. So that would have been right around 10 years ago. Actually, I first learned about it in February of 2015. So right around the corner is my 10-year anniversary on that. Um, so I don't really want to like invest in another treasure hunt to that degree, but it does look pretty interesting. It does. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's the same thing with the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. It feels so tangible. It feels like I could really, really win this thing. And of course, you know, it's like playing the lottery. You really don't really have that much of a chance, but it feels so accessible. Kitty, it's okay, Kitty. Kitty doesn't like me talking about treasure hunts. Yeah, it was all consuming. I spent a lot of time on that one. You know, between boots on the ground and just like doing research and stuff like that. Um, just thinking about it, you know, there were days when like I'd I'd just zone out and just think about that treasure hunt. Like not even formulate any real ideas. It's just like it was just all I was thinking about that day. It's that's a you know, I know that other people have really like kind of touched upon the obsession of that treasure hunt, but yeah, that was an obsession. Gold fever just kind of like locks you in, and the worst part is the part that what was so odd about Forrest Finn's treasure hunt is that, you know, if you thought maybe you were close, which everybody did, you know, like everybody thought that they were like really close to figuring that out, um, just due to the nature of how it was. Um, it almost becomes one of those things that's like it's $1 million, right? It's almost irresponsible not to go and find it, you know? When there's $1 million treasure out there, it becomes one of those things where it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, I should spend a lot of time on this and stuff. It's $1 million. It's like, you know, if you don't put in the effort, you're not going to get the prize, right? So I don't want to do another one of those type treasure hunts. I don't want to like go all in on JCB's treasure hunt and stuff. But I do kind of feel like, you know, I have a pretty good idea of where Forrest Finn's treasure is. Like, if anybody's looking for a place to look, you know, hit me up. I'll tell you because I want somebody to find that jar and share it with the community because I feel like that's a real shame that that hasn't been shared with the community yet. But the I that's almost certainly in Colorado. And like I know it can be in any one of the four states that the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt participated in because like it's supposed to be at like where he was searching for Forrest Fenn's treasure. Um, but if you read that poem that he included, it's almost certainly in Colorado, and it's almost certainly in the Denver area. Um, and I know you might have your own ideas and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. I mean, that's the nature of the thing, but I'm pretty certain that's where it's going to end up being. So, I mean, it's not like Forrest Finn's treasure hunt where it could have been like in any of one of any one of the four states. All right, this cat's going to keep whining until I put him out. So give me 1 second, okay? Let's see. All right, sorry about that. Oh, why is this frozen up? Huh. Well, I'm not drawing at the moment, so why is that frozen? That's so weird. Uh, well, I'm just having all sorts of technical difficulties tonight. Let me go to capture device properties. Let me fix that. Well, give me a second. Got to get this thing working again. Why did that break? Can't really do a drawing if there's no drawing there. Hmm. Well, so the program that I use to connect my phone to my computer is just not working. So let's see if I can fix that. Task. All right, let me see if I can restart that. Otherwise, I might have to call this early, which sucks, but we'll see. Um, device. All right, so I got that going. That's good. Um, hey, there we go. We're back. Okay, so sorry about that. Man, I hate these things. I hate whenever we have a technical issue. So sorry about that. It's gonna be one of those nights. Got the low audio. The camera's not working very, but at least the picture is looking good. This is a very nice uh, wolf. Jeremy, did you look for Finn's treasure? Yes, I did. I spent 5 years looking for that. Well, that thing. I almost said a bad word there. I spent 5 years looking for that. I started looking in 2015 for Forrest Finn's treasure, and I thought I had a pretty good idea of where it was. In fact, I was pretty certain that I knew where it was, and lo and behold, I wasn't even in the right state. I was the New Mexico searcher, so yeah, I kind of screwed up. Um, for those who don't know, it was found in Wyoming, and I was a New Mexico searcher, and I was pretty proud of it. I thought that I thought for sure it was going to be in New Mexico. Sure, I know that he was he spent a lot of time in Yellowstone growing up as a kid and stuff like that. But he lived in New Mexico since the 1970s. He'd spent a lot of time in New Mexico, and I thought, sure, yeah. I mean, we all have places that we liked as young people, and we grow out of it. We become adults and stuff like that. So I thought for sure it was going to be in New Mexico, and it just turned out that it wasn't. So that kind of sucks. At least Finn's treasure took us to places we would have never experienced. For sure, I would have never. Honestly, I would never. So I went on a road trip. Each time I went out there, I took camping gear and stuff like that. I did it the proper way. Like I don't feel like treasure hunters should spend time in hotels. I enjoyed the camping aspect of it. So uh, I brought a bunch of equipment with me, which meant that like I had to lug all that equipment. Um, so I did the road trip thing, and I got to see places that I would have never saw before. Places like Kansas, places like there's a little place called Paxico, Kansas. Um, it's about it's about right smack dab in the middle of the country, and I camped out there, and and it's like a little train town. There's a train that goes through at like 3 o'clock in the morning that woke me up, and I was camping out in this farm field and stuff. There, it was a campground, but that's basically where it was, and I would have never had that experience otherwise. I would have never done that in my life. And that kind of stuff. That stuff was important to me. That stuff. They call it the thrill of the chase, and for me, it really was that. And I consider myself a super fan of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. There's a for those who don't know, there's a documentary coming out later this year, probably on Netflix. But there's a couple of other documentaries that you can watch if you're really interested. But it probably will. Like nobody really knows. It's kind of like shrouded in NDAs and stuff like that. But I think it'll probably do a pretty good job of kind of showcasing what the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt was all about and stuff like that. But there's some episodes on Expedition Unknown that you can look up if you don't want to wait for that. But yeah, for me it was a lot of fun. I was really into that. And the JCB treasure hunt looks like it's probably the same amount of fun, but it's still too early. It's winter time, so we'll go back and check that out again. We'll revisit that in spring. Maybe maybe I'll do like an episode or something talking about that. It doesn't always have to be about art, you know. So I like this little hint of light behind the ear without kind of getting too crazy with it. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we're doing okay on time. Sorry about the technical issues tonight, the low volume and the issue with the camera breaking. You can see it hasn't been the case that I have updated my equipment. I haven't done any of that. All right, so from the eye up, I think up here is where the other ear would be. I forgot to map it out earlier. Just kind of let's catch that in now. Yeah. All right. I think that's basically where the ear would be. And then, so you can see some of that mapping that I do in real time. I'm basically using the eye to kind of like decide where the ear would be. So even though I kind of started with a little bit of it mapped out and stuff, over time I kind of lose my original uh, guesstimate of where everything is. And I kind of have to refine everything. And certainly this ear wasn't part of that, so get that put back in there. I'm gonna switch back to this pastel, this oil pastel, just to quickly get in some of this, because this is really catching that light through here. So I kind of want to get a lot of it in there. Almost glowing is what I want. Yeah, that's kind of cool. To the Seeking Treasure Con, lots of speakers. So that's the Calazar thing out in Las Vegas, right? Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to that, but that does sound kind of interesting. I like the idea. So for those of you guys that tune in just for the art and stuff like that, one of my hobbies is treasure hunting. Um, and what I mean by that, so like when you say treasure hunting, some people are like, what is he even talking about? Um, so there are real treasures out there in the world. Some of these things are some of these things are like mythical almost. So like you have like I don't know, like the Lost Dutchman's mine, things like that. But then there's other things where people actually put prizes out there and stuff, and they challenge people to come in and look for them. It's almost like an escape room. Um, People have different puzzles or whatever, and like you can actually find treasures out there in the real world for real money. Um, and the most notable one that we talk about here on the show, just because it's the biggest one and it was the most famous, is the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. And that was one that was where this 80-year-old guy put out, $1 million in actual gold out there in the Rocky Mountains, and he wrote a poem and asked people to come and like look for it. So you had to figure out where the poem led, and then if you did, you got the money. I mean, it was just like a chest of gold just sitting out there in the woods and stuff. So that's pretty awesome, right? Um, so yeah, I went looking for that one. I didn't find it. Somebody else did. It's pretty famous, but there's other smaller ones like all around the country. There was one that I participated in called the Fandango Treasure Hunt. The Fandango Treasure Hunt was in Acadia National Park up in Maine. That one was awesome just because Maine is beautiful. Acadia National Park is beautiful. Drove up there, got to eat lobster and stuff like that. Went looking for it. Didn't find that one either. I'm not a very good treasure hunter. It's just a hobby of mine. Um, you know, uh, but yeah, it's like a lot of times these things come in the form of a book, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It could be a website, it could be whatever. But there's usually like clues that you have to like solve in order to find these things, and you know, yeah, like I said, it's usually a book. There's a long tradition of it being a book. It goes back to this treasure hunt that was over in the UK called the Masquerade, where you were looking for a golden rabbit, I think it was. Um, but yeah, that was like a children's book, and it had like pictures in it that were like a puzzles, and you had to figure out like what everything meant and how everything worked together, and it basically unlocked the location that you would dig up this gold treasure. Um, so it sounds kind of weird that these things are like you know that these things exist in modern times and stuff, but people people love treasure hunts. They're a lot of fun. There's a like I said, the best way to kind of process it, if like you've never heard of anything like this, is just think of an outdoor escape room. So like most people are familiar with escape rooms by now. You usually have like puzzles that you have to solve and things like that. Um, like some sort of challenge that you have to deal with in order to get out of the room. It's like that, except there's usually money on the line. Hey, Coopart, how's it going? Kid says, I still think the real chest is in New Mexico. Yeah, I'm one of the crazy people they talk about. Oh, okay, you're one of those people. I see. One of those people. So, you think there's like a decoy chest or something like that, and that the real chest is still out there? I get it. You're not the only one. There's like a lot of people who still think that. It's one of the cool things about the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, about how like kind of a legend was born, and um, it's almost like a cowboy legend at this point, where you know people have kind of formed their own ideas about what it was and how it happened and all that stuff and where things were, and it's kind of cool. It's like a living legacy, in terms of it's one of those things where you can basically, because of the way it ended, there are no answers, right? So like you can basically fill in the blanks with whatever you want to believe. But yeah, like as far as like, I mean, I like going hiking, and whenever I'm hiking, I'm always looking for things in the bushes, even though like there's no reason to think that there would be anything. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where it was a lot of fun, and I kind of wish it was still around, but maybe I'll give that JCB treasure hunt a shot, just as a kind of a replacement. It's not. I don't feel like you can fully replace the fun that was the thrill of the chase treasure hunt, but because it was just awesome. It was just really cool. I like that there was like real gold just sitting out there in the woods that anybody could find. That aspect of it was cool. But yeah, you guys are braver than me if you guys are still looking. Like I think I'm retired. My treasure hunting days on that one are like done. I was kind of retired before it actually ended. Like 2019 was my last boots on the ground, and I thought that I thought I had a pretty good idea of where it was, and that one didn't work out. And I was like, man, I can't keep driving out here looking for it. So I was kind of retired, even though it hadn't officially ended. For those who don't know, the treasure was found in 2020, and the thing is, they never said where it was, so like that leaves a lot of room for speculation. And yeah, I get it. Like I get the idea that there might be another treasure out there or something like that. A lot of people believe that like Forrest Fenn was this Forrest Fenn was bigger than life, right? So like there's like a lot of reason to like add this kind of like mythical aspect to him, almost, where yeah, I mean he was just larger than life. So like for legends to form around him is not that surprising. But um, one of the ideas is that he was like kind of like this Willy Wonka kind of character, where you go looking for the treasure and stuff, but at some point you have to make this choice where do you want the chump treasure, which is like a distraction, or do you want the real prize, which is like the actual prize that everybody wants and stuff. And in that sense, he was like Willy Wonka, with you can take this little prize, or you can have the chocolate factory. I thought that I thought that aspect of Forrest Fenn the Forrest Fenn lore. So there's like the Forrest Fenn story, and then there's the Forrest Fenn story, right? And the Forrest Fenn story is basically like legend at this point. But Forrest Fenn is a Willy Wonka kind of character. It was always one of my favorite ones. The idea that there was like a decoy treasure and that the real treasure is still out there, you know, probably people are going to always think that no matter how it goes, like they could at this point they could tell you exactly where it was and fill in some of those blanks and stuff, and it's reached such a legendary status that it's going to be like the JFK thing or whatever, where people are going to be like, I'm not really sure that's the way it went, you know, because there was like so many like sus things about it that people people don't trust anything anymore. Richard says, looking good, Jeremy. Thank you so much. MJ says that wolf looks terrific. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, how we doing on time? Oh, we're still under an hour. Cool. Yeah, I was kind of worried there when the camera broke. I was like, oh man, I don't want to cut it short, but you know, sometimes them's the breaks. And sorry I had to pause and kick the cat out. I don't know why I even let the cat be in here when I'm doing these live streams. The cat does not last the entire time. The cat kind of gets bored, starts meowing. Same deal back here. You know, you kind of want to like just highlight the light reflecting off these ears. Maybe get a few little hairs in there. But basically, you're just capturing the backlit and then the side lit face. Now, this kind of still looks a little sketched and everything. I still need to kind of clean it up a bit, but it's it's looking a bit like how I kind of imagined it in my head, at least. Like this side over here, I'll probably leave like dark. I do need to get the nose in here. Guinness, you're gonna have to wait, okay, buddy? Yeah, you're gonna have to wait, okay? Like the cat. The cat gets it. All right, give me 1 second to put the dog out. 1 second. I don't know why these guys are doing this. Give me 1 second. Sorry. All these animals. I am an animal lover. I know it doesn't seem like that because I get so frustrated with these guys, but I do love the animals. They're like family. I mean, they are family. But yeah, oh, they do get on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, so when I go to make the short for this, I have to cut out all those parts where I paused it and such. But that's okay. Kid says, beautiful wolf. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wolf is looking great. You guys are so nice. You guys are always so nice. So I want this part of the mouth to like be lit up, but not that much. I just kind of want a hint because I do want this to all be shadow. Now, in my reference picture, I do see the, like the fur and everything, but I kind of want to bring that in a little bit and just have like there's just so much personality in a face that's kind of lost to shadow. Just kind of bring that around a little bit, and a little bit of light there. Kind of a little bit so light, like I'm barely even like going across the page here, but so light through here just to kind of get that nostril going. I love drawing. I love bringing something out of the paper. It's so fun for me. Um, just to like create something out of nothing. It's so cool. So there's like a little bit of light through here. Just catching that bottom of that nose. And then same deal over here, just a little bit. Yeah, looks like a nose to me. A little bit of white through here. But it looks like he's drunk and trying to get up. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. He's still recovering from New Year's. Yeah, he drank a few too many. Yeah, New Year's Eve, I was drinking rum, which I usually don't drink. I'm a bourbon guy, whiskey guy. Um, Rum is a little bit unusual for me, but I had like a bottle of rum, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I like it. It's still not my thing. I like the smoky flavor of bourbon, and you don't get that with the rum. Yeah, this guy's looking pretty good. I like it. Yeah, he's looking cute. All right, so I need to get some white through here, and then kind of fill in some of this fur up here. I like doing these pictures periodically. Like, there's a couple of types of pictures that I'm kind of known for. One is the coffee art, which I'm due to make another one of those. I still have like an unfinished Thanksgiving turkey over here, done in coffee art. Um, but I really need to like double down on that because like I mean it was the goal of last year to get my art into that coffee shop. I didn't have the frames. So like frames are expensive. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into like getting frames. Hold on, dog wants back in. Give me 1 second. All right, dog's back. Um, Maybe we'll be able to finish the picture now. um, yeah. So anyway, I was talking about frames. So like that was the reason why I didn't get that done because like I have like I have like 10 pieces I think that are good enough to hang up on the walls, and then like when you start thinking about framing 10 pieces, and you look at the average like price of frames and stuff at like $30, that's like $300, right? So it really is a commitment, and I haven't decided which pieces I want to frame yet. So that's coming. I just haven't done it yet. So like that's definitely something I want to do before spring. Um, so that's my 2025 goal. I mean, it kind of caught me by surprise how much people enjoyed the coffee art that I was doing in 2024. Because like this time in 2024, I hadn't even created like my first coffee piece yet. Um, so when people like really responded to that, and then like I ended up doing those bourbon bottles with the coffee art on it. That was all kind of new to me. Like I didn't really expect people to enjoy my art that much. Um, so for it to like continue into 2025 as a goal, I mean that's fine for me. I'm happy with that. I like how the fur kind of billows up like right around here. This is this is basically how Guinness looks in this face now because he's an older dog. I wish the dogs would just let me do my live streams without interruption. I really do apologize for that kind of stuff, but all right. So there's like this fluffy bit that kind of comes off here, kind of comes down around. So you guys who talked about like the Calazars channel doing their live stream and stuff, you guys are gonna have to adjust all your audios because like you had it turned way up for me. So when you go to watch Calazars, you're gonna have to turn your audio back down. That's funny. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to switch to this oil pastel again. Again, I'm just trying to get this white in here like quickly, more quickly than I can with the um, colored pencil. I mean, these are cheap like oil pastels too. Like they're not all that great. But you can kind of like get get some white in there pretty quick. And they're not very opaque either. They're like semi-transparent, so that kind of sucks, but better than spending a lot of time with the colored pencil. The dogs are part of the stream. Don't worry about them interrupting. Oh, I appreciate that. And I appreciate the understanding there. But yeah, I know that you guys really just tune in to watch him, but all right. So I think that's probably good enough from that. We're done with that. Yeah, we're still doing all right. I feel like I'm due for another pastel picture soon. Like I've been doing a few monotone ones. I need to get some color in here. So I'll probably do that next week. Yeah, I think I am going to participate in that treasure hunt just because I do have a pretty good idea. It's famous last words, right? So like you always I just know exactly where that thing is. I have a pretty good idea where one of the boxes are, and I you know, I think I think he I think he hid one of the boxes like in the Denver, Colorado area. Like I don't know. There's a couple of cities in that area, like basically the Rocky Mountain National Park area outside of Denver. And I don't think that's confirmation bias either. I think that's a solid thing. So the thing is, he said he hid one of the boxes, like the Forrest Fenn treasure box. He put in a bunch of things that were like related to Forrest Fenn, and then also some of the gold that he had bought from the auction that was done of the Forrest Fenn treasure box. It's a long story, like too much to go into, but basically there's gold in there, right? And he said he hid it where he was searching for Forrest Fenn's treasure. So Forrest Fenn's treasure obviously is going to be in the Rocky Mountains, not necessarily in Wyoming where the treasure was actually found, but anywhere, like in the Rocky Mountains. So I think he was searching in Colorado. Now I don't have any proof of that, but he did mention some of the things that was in his mind when he was searching, and one of the ones is like this isn't going to mean anything to anybody who's just watching this for the art, but one of the illustrations that's in Forrest Fenn's original book, page 99. I think he was using that as a map, and I think he was using that as a map in a particular area, and that particular area is in Colorado. So, like, if you take page 99 and you match it to something in Colorado, I think you've got a good shot of finding that box. So if I get into it, that's the approach that I would be taking. I would be trying to apply JCB's idea of where Forrest Fenn could have hid that treasure. Um, in Colorado, certainly. It's not going to be New Mexico. It's not going to be Wyoming. It's not going to be Montana. It's definitely going to be Colorado. Now, of course, Colorado is a big place, so like that doesn't narrow it down. But I think that if you take that poem that he put in his book and you apply it with page 99 from Forrest Fenn's book in Colorado, that's how you're going to win it. Lorraine says, "Go for it, Jeremy." See, You guys know what the thrill of the chase is all about. You get these ideas in your head and you can't let them go, and then it's like, man, I got to go looking for it. Well, what page 99 Breckenridge? So the thing is, um he was on Ben's Discord server before he launched his treasure hunt, right? And he made some comments um on Ben's server before he became famous. Because like his his JCB treasure hunt, that's been that's been on like CNN and stuff. The guy's famous now, but before he was famous, he was hanging out on Ben's server, and he made some comments on there and stuff like that that I think, almost give you like an unfair advantage to finding the thing. Not really unfair. I mean, it's open to anybody, but I think there are some comments that he made about Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt that can be applied to his own treasure hunt. And one of them is at page 99. He said on Ben's server that he thought that page 99 was a map. So if he thought page 99 was a map, and he hid one of his boxes where he was looking for Forrest Fenn's treasure, then it would be you know it would be at least what he thinks. I don't know. I'm not making any sense. Hopefully, you get my idea. The idea is that, like, I don't know. This is what treasure hunting does to somebody. Like, you start not making sense. You start sounding like a raving lunatic. Go watch. So there's a movie with Michael Douglas called King of California. It has Evan Rachel Wood in it. I love it. Evan Rachel Wood. I have like a huge crush on that actress. But Michael Douglas is in it as well, and he thinks that there's a treasure buried beneath a Costco in California. It's a great movie and stuff. Go watch that, and then maybe you'll understand the mind of a treasure hunter. We are a little bit crazy, crazy people. To let you know how crazy I am. So there was a treasure hunt. It's still going on. I never found it, but apparently it's in Louisville. Um, called that. It's like a tribute to the Secret treasure hunt, and apparently it's at the Cherokee National Park, not National Park, Cherokee State Park in Louisville. So I had an idea where I thought that was, and I went looking for that on New Year's Eve of 2019. I was out there in Cherokee National Park, not Cherokee National Park. Why do you keep saying national? Cherokee State Park, digging for treasure on New Year's Eve because I thought, well, it's the best time to dig for something because other people are occupied. So in 2019, that's where I was. So that's what 6 years ago. 6 years ago on New Year's Eve, I was out digging for treasure in Louisville. So that's how crazy we are looking for treasure. That's that's what a treasure being a treasure hunter is all about. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, Larry says, Wolf is looking good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Looks a little rough. I think I can smooth some of this stuff out. But yeah, like so, some of the craziest ideas and stuff in the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. Like I have the reputation of being like a skeptic on a lot of things, and sometimes that people get upset by that. Um, but the thing is, I get it. I totally get it. I get where everybody's coming from. So like, even though I'm a skeptic and I have a rational mind when it comes to these things and stuff, I get the impulse. I really do. Um, I get the idea that some people have that Forrest Fenn was a master spy for the CIA. I get the idea that Forrest Fenn was DB Cooper. I get all of these ideas. I don't agree with them, but I get it. I really do because like that legend, that legend is powerful. You know. You could only wish to have that kind of like legacy in your own life, like where once you pass on, people have form all these like ideas about your life. So I think that's kind of interesting. Mom accused like he was a master spy. I mean, maybe, he did go to like he did go to Russia and under the guise of being an art dealer and stuff like that. And there's like some interesting stories there about how he kind of dodged the KGB. So maybe he was a master spy. What do I know? But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like what was that movie? Big Fish, where you can't really pin down exactly what the story is. You don't know, but it's like just basically legend. Hey, Ernest, how's it going? But yeah, I love a good treasure hunt. At some point, I mean, I would love to do a treasure hunt of my own one of these days. And I think it would probably involve art to some degree, where you have to like solve some sort of thing that's like, you know, represented through some art. I really like The Secret from that standpoint. So Byron Priest's The Secret. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Um, Basically, there's like a series of there's some stories that go along with it, like kind of like about fairies and like little gnomes and stuff like that. But a lot of it's like art, and the art was basically you have to translate the art into like being a map of where these little casks were buried, and each cask could be turned in for like a gemstone. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch some of the Expedition Unknown episodes on this stuff. It's really kind of fascinating. But there was one in Boston, there was one in New York, one in Chicago. The Chicago one was found. Some of these that haven't been found. They were hidden in the 1980s. They're probably gone forever. But it's pretty interesting stuff. Did you hear about the cow that cried wolf? Oh no, I did not hear about the cow that cried wolf. Let's see if I can get some of these whiskers in here. Did not hear about the cow that cried wolf. Sorry, I kind of want to just put like a little hint of fur over on this side. I don't want to like really define that too much. I just kind of want to put it in there. All right. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. I want to get some of the fur that kind of exists down here. I don't really want to go too crazy with it. This is where I can kind of use my pencil like a brush. But it kind of gets a little bit curly in the mane, I guess you would call it. And I want to kind of keep this a little bit light. It comes down and gets kind of matted through here, like especially when it's wet. I'll add some highlights above this, but I just kind of want to get the hint of fur in the neck area. This is where, like, scribble art really pays off. You can't go wrong with doing fur. Like, fur kind of goes all over the place. So feel free to get crazy with it. Kind of. Sorry, that's my dog drinking water. It sounds terrible, I know. But like Lorraine says, the dogs are part of the show. Sorry. Did you hear about the cow that cried wolf? Well, maybe it's just fake moods. Richard says that's an awesome picture. Thank you so much. Uh, Ernest says he moved the treasure. Yeah, my dad's a conspiracy theorist. When it comes to the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, he thinks that we knew where it was, and that the only reason why we didn't find it is because Forrest moved the treasure. My dad will stick to that story probably forever. Despite contrary evidence, such as Forrest saying that it was found in Wyoming, my dad still thinks it was in New Mexico. My dad is a true solver, which is kind of cool. What do you call a foul mouthed wolf? A swear wolf? Swear wolf? Instead of werewolf. Get it? I love that one. All right. I think I'm getting pretty close to being happy with this. I really do like doing pictures in white pencil on black paper. I just love the effect. I think it looks really good. Hey, dog. I'm petting the dog and drawing at the same time. See, I can multitask. All right. I think we're getting pretty close to being done here. Ernest says, moved it when the fire came. Yep. So there was a pretty bad wildfire in our search area in 2019, and that's why my dad thinks that it was moved, or 2018. Sorry. There was a fire, so we were looking in Cimarron Canyon, which is a pretty popular search area, but the area that we were looking wasn't as popular. Um, so I mean, we had a shot. We really did, but my dad thinks that because there was a fire in 2018 there, he got a little bit nervous about whether or not the treasure chest might survive that, so he had it moved. Um, my dad's not very specific on how that would have taken place. Like, what, did he have? I mean, he didn't go up there himself and get it. Did he have his grandson move it? Like, I don't know. Anyway, me and my dad have different opinions about that, but that's okay. Variety of opinion is the spice of life. All right, so I think this guy's looking pretty good. There are some highlights I might put in here, but for the most part, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe a few touch ups here and there, a few little bits, but we're coming up on like an hour and 30 minutes, so it's probably a good stopping point. So I do like using this gel pen to kind of like really highlight some areas because like when dealing with um colored pencils on white paper or on black paper, sorry, or even oil pastels, which I used at some point. You kind of you still have some transparency to them, so they're not as super bright as they can be. So coming back over some areas with the gel pen really helps to highlight some of that. So especially like here in the problem is you get your gel pen all clogged up, but here in the you know, like the eyebrow and stuff, for example. Get some highlights in there. It really stands out. Um, really, really makes things pop. So there's some other areas that maybe I can add that real quick. Jeremy, you see, he's still going on about this. See, he's crazy. My dad is crazy. Um, but you know, that's what the treasure hunt does to you. He's like, we found the spot. If we found the spot, there would be gold there, Dad. There wasn't any gold there. Silly man. It's like, you know how you know that you solved the treasure hunt? There's gold there. There wasn't any gold. So anyway. Some of this area would be kind of cool to like spice up maybe with some paint. That would be kind of cool. Like some of the areas of this would be really nice, with like a lot of like highlight on it. So I might come back with like a touch of paint or something just to really make those areas stand out. But I think this is probably pretty good. I love it. I love my dad when it comes to this Forrest Fenn thing. I mean, to his credit, so my dad went with me on every boots on the ground. So like some of my boots on the ground, I dragged my brothers out there, which was a lot of fun as well. But my dad went on every single one of them, and he was really really into it, and you know had a lot of fun. So he put in about 5 years worth of searching himself. So for him to like, you know, feel a little disgruntled about not having found it, that's totally fine. So anyway, I'm liking this. I think it's pretty good. There might be a few touch ups that I do like off camera, just you know, just so that I'm happy with it. But I think this is pretty good. I think we'll go ahead and call it a call it a day on this. I would like to fix some of my audio issues and some of my camera issues and some of my dogs having to go use the restroom in the middle of a live stream issues. But I will work on all that for the next time. So hopefully you guys had fun watching this. The expression is epic. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think there's a few areas that I really want to kind of punch up with some paint, some white paint, but I'm not set up for paint, so I'm gonna have to do that off camera. But yeah, I'll post this on the community tab when I'm done with it, so that you guys can check it out. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Gorman, like the wolf. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Thursday night, the 2nd of January. This is our first piece of art for 2025. I think it's a great start. Hopefully, you guys agree. Um, dog's talking. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. All right. So, anyway, super looking forward to 2025. Hopefully, you guys are as well. Let's talk over here. um, yeah, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to 2025 as much as I am. I really appreciate the support. I'm so happy to be here and you know, hanging out with you guys. You know, Tuesdays and Thursday nights. You guys really are the ones that drive this channel, so I appreciate it. So great things to come in 2025. I'm super optimistic about it. Hopefully you guys agree, and I gotta put these dogs out, so I'll see you guys later. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, puppy.